Wow.
What?
Awesome, man.
I'm cured, bro.
What was your affliction, Leif? What are you?
Hey, man, we all needed some love every day. That was love. Hell yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, man.
So I gotta ask, where were you hiding Ravi Shankar?
I've got a
Harmonium. It's called a harmonium.
it's a called a tanpura,
Nice.
and the tanpura is the droid in Indian classical music, and there's actually a really nice app on for iPhone.
Is that what you were running? How did you do that just now?
Yeah, I was just running a little app from an extra old phone that I put that.
Oh, he's just like, oh, just a little something I threw together. I threw together a gourmet Sonic meal. That's all right. Gourmet Sonic meal.
Yeah, that is what that's from, though. It's a really, really cool background kind of thing that you can.
So
cool.
Leif Todesek, right?
So Leif, speaking of Leif,
a song for you. Now, I want to ask you saxophone players a question. It's called Name That Jazz Tune. So I'm going to play a jazz tune for you all. But before I do that, I want to say special thanks to Nathan and Mr. Gold himself. So beautiful to see you guys. Yeah, much love. And thank you for inviting all of us to come share for our community. Another thing I'd like to say about our community in Seattle, I know, Nathan, you're way down in San Diego, and if you order food to go in our neighborhood, it might take some time to get there. But, for you Seattle folks, if you live in Greenwood, my club, Houndstooth, is open for drinks to go. That includes Manhattans, Long Islands, whatever you want to get. You can get to go, and my other people down there is called Gainsburg. Now, if you're in Wallingford, jump on over to Murphy's Pub, get some food to go, some drinks from them. It's up to about 8 o'clock at night. And over here in Tangletown, there's Tangletown Brewing Company. Same thing, drinks to go, beers to go, wine to go, and
is
food.
that the game?
And Latona Pub in my neighborhood, Green Lake.
Hold on a sec, Leif. You're telling me the Gainsbourg,
It's
Gainsbourg?
open right now for you can
No,
buy.
they're doing to-go drinks.
Go.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Gainsbourg is like the diviest dive.
That's
No,
like
no, no, no.
I've spent-
doing
I've spent-
Beautiful. Burn off is what you're talking about.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm mixing it up with the
I-
Baronoff.
I-
My bad. My bad.
It's called Name That Monk Tune. Okay.
All right, so
Oh,
hey,
all
Leif,
right.
could I put in a request, dude? Am I allowed to do that?
No.
No, because I got something I want to do here.
Oh,
Okay.
come
All
on.
right, you
It's
do your
his
thing, man.
house.
You're up. You're up.
Yeah, because I want to talk to the two saxophone players. It's called Name That Tune. And so when I'm done playing, I want to see if you can guess which Monk song it is. I have a dear friend in Seattle named Jeremy Jones, the drummer, and we play this game all the time. We try and stump each other on Monk Tune. Here you go. What's it called?
What if we can guess before you start?
You'll be muted. You can't say shit.
I'm muting Billy because he knows too much.
Yeah.
Oh my
baby.
God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Name That Tune,
We have a
guys.
winner.
Beautiful.
So I think that Mark figured it out. What was it, Mark? What is that?
Let's cool one.
That's cool.
Yeah!
Yeah.
That
I
was
don't
it.
know what that is.
That means on the East Coast, let's have a motherfucking beer, bro. What's up?
Cool.
That's the name of the song.
All right.
Let's have a
So
motherfucking beer, bro. I don't know what that means, man.
Together, I mean.
Oh, far out.
Beautiful.
All right.
Sounds
All right,
beautiful.
that was,
Beautiful.
dude, that was gorgeous, man. So, does anyone have a harmonica handy?
I do.
Oh.
No.
I think Nate was trying to tease me.
Yeah, I know that Drew plays harmonica too.
Nice, Dave.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Drew's like,
Play one, I
don't
have
a lot
one,
of
though.
stuff online, and so I went and started digging. And I'm pretty good with the Google search, all the Googles. And I went and dove deep into the Drew Dundon catalog of music, and I found some of his harp playing that was off the chain, man. It was really good harmonica, almost as good as Eric.
You must have dug very deep, man. I don't
It
think
was,
there's much
dude,
stuff
it was
out there.
some like random like Masonic Hall gig or something from a zillion years ago. It was great.
Cool, man. Nice digging. Yeah, yeah. I haven't played live in a while either. It's been, it's been a good time since I've headed out into the public. Of course, we're all stranded in that sense right now. There's not a lot of musicians hitting stages anywhere these days.
Well, I'm kind of so Eric, you got anything a little? I mean, we've been feeling a lot of jazz, some moody and sultry, which I dig. I'm kind of feeling a little. I had a margarita that my lady made me. It was amazing. But I'm kind of feeling a little tropical. You got anything a little tropical plus harmonica plus awesome?
I play my frog with it.
Yeah, you can play the frog, man.
No, don't. Do not encourage Billy to play the damn frog, dude. He misinterprets what that means.
My wife got it
I
for
think
me.
I got it.
It's my best thing. It's the only thing I can play.
No,
He's got it right there.
I actually thought you were playing that, and right as Fendel was beginning to play his thing, because it kind of sounded like a frog thing. But then I realized it was something that Fendel had planned. But it was like a froggy kind of sound, right?
it was getting a little froggy.
It was getting a little froggy.
Remember that from the Admiral Pub up in West Seattle, Eric? When that guy almost accosted me, that like Gulf War vet comes up in my business and he's like, "You getting froggy with me, man?
What?
I feel like you're getting froggy with me." And he went on about frogs for like an hour and a half outside the Admiral Pub across the street from my old apartment.
Yeah, I do remember that. Getting overly drunk can kind of get you stuck in a weird thought prison.
Yeah. All right.
I recall playing. I was playing. Where was I? At the Paragon up on Queen Anne years ago, and it was the same night as the Super Bowl, which is a really stupid idea to set up a gig on the Super Bowl.
That's
And
stupid
this
for
guy-
Eric Friedrich, but yeah.
This guy this is back when I was playing with Lamar Lofton and Johnny Conga, and
Yeah, Johnny.
for no reason, this guy he was definitely a football fan, and he had way too many, and he just looked at me, and something happened in his brain. I saw it happen. I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden he targeted me. I was the focus of his whole life's angst, and he slowly walked towards me, and literally at the last second ran at me, tried to tackle me mid-song. I'm not kidding you. This guy, I saw it come, so I kind of blocked my mic stand into him, and it hit him, and he kind of fell backwards. And the coolest thing about the story is that we didn't stop playing the song, and we didn't miss a beat. I couldn't believe that. We just looked at each other, but Johnny Conga kept going.
Where'd he
Lamar
go?
kept going, and then I just started singing again, and I was like, okay. His friends grabbed him, but yeah, this is the first and only time I've ever been almost tackled while playing.
I mean, did you use the mic stand as like a
Yeah,
martial
just kind of
arts
blocked
weapon?
his body. I just leaned into it, and it hit, and he hit it as he was coming in, and then he kind of stumbled backwards, and his friends grabbed him.
Now, one of these days, I'm going to con Steve Kim into coming on and telling the story about how he grabbed someone. Little Steve Kim, bass player. He could play fretless bass while playing keys, and then between sets, grab this guy twice his size by the scruff of the neck and throw him not downstairs, upstairs.
No, I was there. I was there. In fact, that happened while I was having a smoke break just at the Decca Hotel. I was up on the street side. I saw it go down from outside. And I was like, holy shit. So I came running down the stairs. As he was like dragging the dude up, I actually intervened. And then I was like, all right, Steve, I got it from here. And then I guided the dude upstairs and like trying to work the calm down magic thing.
Yeah.
You know, it got the guy to chill out a little bit. I mean, he was threatening to stab me in the throat for a second. And Steve, but he eventually calmed down. I mean, again, it was just too much drinking. He was just way too far, and he messed with the wrong dude. And, you know, Steve's a great guy. You had to said something pretty stupid for him to, like, try to drag you up the stairs.
Well, no, he's gotten pretty pissed off at Leif. At least, like, every single gig they've ever.
No. We grew up together. We grew up on Cap Hill together. I've known that brother since 1978.
Just because you know him doesn't mean Steve's gotten up in my grill before. He's scary. He's like the dad I never had, man. He like gets up on my shit.
But let me interject one thing. I really don't want the people on the internet to think that musicians are dangerous human beings. We're actually very peaceful. Really, we truly bring peace to the table. And these stories of these war stories, it's one in a dime, 1,000 million. I come from peace. I know Friedrich comes from peace. I know you do too, my brother.
And so you know what? So does Steve Kim. Let me tell you one thing about Steve Kim. All right, so yeah, he's had his moments where people rubbed him the wrong way, and he's got his borders, and he'll stand up for his thoughts, right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, you know, he knew I was down. Like, you know, just like Nate, you know exactly when I've been down in my life.
What?
And we were down in Georgetown. He pulls me aside. He knew I was going through the fire, and he pulled me aside. He didn't want anybody else to know, and he knew I was really struggling financially, and he just laid $100 on me for no reason and just said, hey man, just take this money, buy your kids some food, do what you got to do. You don't have to pay me back. Here you go, man. You know, it was just a gesture of someone caring about someone else. So that's the real Steve Kim.
No, and the real Steve Kim was like a godfather. Like he when I mentioned, like, I used the father figure thing, he's pulled me plenty of times. I remember he pulled me aside and told me that, like, he explained the bass to me, not a bass guitar, a bass. He also explained to me musicians, and the best musician quote of all time. I'm going to share this and you can play. So the absolute best thing I've ever heard a musician say was, I was like, Steve, like, man, we're having a great night. I don't know, it was some tiny little gig somewhere that you and Steve were playing, Eric. And he says to me, he says, how are you doing, Nate? I'm doing all right, Steve. He rarely would ever talk to me, you know, because he's not a talkative guy. He just is all about the music, which I appreciated about him later. He says, and I was like, so Steve, what's the best gig you've ever played? He looks at me and it gets really close. He pulls me close because his vision's not great. He's like, it's this one, Nate. It's always this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Right in the heart.
And
right in the heart, man.
You know what? I'm glad you told that story, because that's like core Steve Kim philosophy right there. That dude is in the moment.
Yep.
All right. So you said tropical.
Tropical soul. I mean, I'm not hearing a little like peppy hip hop tonight. I'm hearing some soul. So let's do some tropical soul.
So you want like on the major, kind of a little more of the major side, like kind of up.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of minor key tonight. Let's hear some major.
All right, then I think we're going to do the tune "Angels Fly." Let me make sure this thing works. Sometimes you go to play and one of the holes is stopped up and you're like, hey man, where'd my note go? All right, so here we go. Angels fly over mountains high. Give me Oh, a melody. So I can be free. So I can be free. 'Cause freedom is lost when the lonely are forgotten. And so we play our song for you and me. And you and you and you and me. Midnight dream, easy as it seems. Give me a melody, so I can be free. So I can be free. 'Cause freedom is lost when the lonely are forgotten. And so we play our song for you, you and me, and you and you and me. Cause freedom is lost when the lonely are forgotten. And so we play our song for you, you and me. You and you and you and me. Angels, will they fly? Angels, will they fly? Give me a melody, so I can be free. So I can be free. Angel fly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Friedrich.
That's how it's done.
Love gangster.
That's exactly what you ordered, man.
Love you, bro.
That's what you ordered. I'll play whatever you want, whenever you want. But
Off
hey,
the
slow down.
You won't do covers though.
That's
Yeah,
true.
A quick side story about that. I've got to tell the story. So before I I owned a marketing business for 11 years now, and Eric there, and I started the business together with this dream of like this music and food experiential mental orgasm. And it was not It was a good idea, and people liked it, but it didn't exactly pay rent. So, we went on to do a lot of amazing things together. And I remember we were at a gig, and I was hurting. I was hurting. I was in my own, like, I needed a Steve Kim to pull me aside mode. And I was like, dude, people keep asking for covers. Can you please, for the love of God, just play a cover of anything, please? And do you remember that? How many times we had that? Could you please play a cover, Frida?
Yeah, well, I remember you trying to do that. Like, hey, man, that's what'll really launch you. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't really care about that.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hot mess there. But I mean, now, fast forward, 10 years, and I get it now. But back then, I was like, "You must not be my friend anymore." We had an old saying back in the early days, and I was like, "Well, a true friend is the one that peels you off the linoleum when you've gone through a breakup." True story. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, I think theoretically, yeah, I think we've pulled each other off the linoleum or pavement a couple of times through all those years.
Oh, God.
Definitely.
Yep. All right. So we got a little bit of time here. Who's feeling something? Mark.
I'm feeling something. I'm not sure what it is. I've been on a lot of Zoom calls today.
I hope it's not the frog, dude. You gave me one of your frogs. I still have it. So
Where'd he put the frog? Where'd it go?
there it
It's
is.
right here.
There's the frog.
Feel free, Nate, if you want to go another round with everyone, man.
Yeah, we're in.
You don't have plans tonight, is what
We're
you're
hanging.
saying.
I mean, nobody has got anything to do. Like, we could.
Oh, dude, it's
stay a little
happy hour.
longer. Hell.
Friedrich,
Well-
it's happy. Come on. What's he gonna do?
We're on hour 2 of the happy hour.
You can't be happy for 2 hours.
Me and the frog have plans.
No, we'll get there again. No, everyone's been kind of theorizing what's going to happen after all this ridiculousness. And it's like, oh, the events are dead and restaurants are dead and blah, blah, blah. I was like, whatever. Like, the second things open up, I'm going to go to like 5 restaurants in a day.
I'm going to lick so many Subway poles.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's just
going
kept
to
up and waiting.
binge out hard on it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we're gonna share the love of music here. Who's next?
I think that, you know what, Jackson, play me something new. Play me something scary, man. I want to hear something scary.
What do you mean? Or elaborate.
Elaborate something that
Or
scares
Nick
you.
Coleman.
Yeah, there is no better audience than you have with all these here. So play me.
Ornette Coleman is not scary.
Like,
He's
oh
good.
God, this is really hard to play.
Ornette Coleman is beautiful. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
what you're
Ornette's beautiful.
saying. I see.
Oh.
Our definition is different. I see.
All right,
Oh, he
Jeff.
blew my mind. I saw. No, never mind.
I love Ornette Coleman. You kidding me?
Ornette's amazing.
Beautiful.
All right, let's see what you got, dude. I'm meeting myself right.
Oh man, something scary. Let me think.
Yeah, just something that you wouldn't play on a gig.
Something
But
I
you
wouldn't
play for the musicians during rehearsal.
Something that puts him on the edge.
That's the kind, dude.
His
you
dad
know,
said
right?
he was good.
Have you met
His dad
me?
said he was good, right? His dad said he was good, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah.
No, Jackson's legit. Dude, he's,
Roy's here. Hi, Roy. We love you so much. Yeah.
I'm thinking of something that's like that.
yeah, something that's like hard to play or weird to play or doesn't feel right, but you kind of like playing it.
Yeah, I guess I could do this one tune off this Cannonball and Cannonball Adderley album. It was written by Coltrane. It's called Grand Central. And that tune's kind of
Yes.
it's kind of hard.
Yes.
I haven't played it in a while though. Hopefully, I don't fall flat in my face. I might.
If you do, there's only like 4 people here that
Yeah.
you can be able to notice.
All right.
What key is that, bro? What key is that?
I just played E flat, but
Nice.
this tune is, I guess, in B flat technically.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use a backing track. Let's see how this goes.
Bro.
Hopefully everything's like good volume.
It sounded good over here, bro.
Gonna be beautiful.
Hold on. Gotta get. I'm just using like Iria. I don't really know what I'm doing.
You got it. You got it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Holy
That was
shit.
super
dude.
dope,
Sounded
man.
more like D minor than B flat. I heard you go.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, man. It's so no, I've got a little story about Cannonball. So I had
course you
this
do.
I was going through a time. That was like hard.
I know,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, no, the hardest of the time. Right before I moved to
Hey, I'm
Seattle.
back on.
Like,
I remember, bro.
yeah. So there was this Autumn Leaves. I was watching a movie, 2046. It's a Hong Kong film with Wong Kar-wai. It's beautiful, just a gorgeous film. And the primary song that they kept riffing off the entire film in the score was Autumn Leaves. And I could not remember it to save my life what the song was. 10 years goes by, 15 years goes by. I'm just like, man, what's going on? And I'm listening to some music and Cannonball Adderley's version of Autumn Leaves pops up and I was like, oh my God, stop everything.
Yeah.
And it just brought back so many, like, it was kind of a beautiful kind of pain. It was just the guy was just a beast. He was so
Oh, for real.
good.
Yeah,
So
his
good.
version it has that intro right there.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's got Miles on it, I think, too.
Nice tempo right there. I like that tempo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So hopefully we all gonna see all you guys play together soon. All right, I think we got time for like one or two more. Who wants to tab themselves in, play a little something new, a little something fun, a little something scary?
Didn't we have two other musicians want to play something?
Yeah.
Don't we have other musicians here that haven't played a second time?
Drew has
do
not
another
played a
song.
second
I'll
time.
give you-
Please, Drew, can open your heart.
Let's do it. I'll do something pretty new. I gotta admit, since Nate's looking for something risky, I'm pretty sure there'll be issues here.
Cool. I don't mind accidentals, man.
Sign me up. That's the only show I go to, man. There's no risk involved. Like, who wants to?
Exactly. So we'll give it a go. I might go nowhere, caught on the tide, where the current draws, I'll arrive. Or am I more a swimmer? I get to decide what to push against, what might pull me under. Well, I'm tall, I'm getting older every day. But that's only if you see it all one way. Well, up here on this hilltop, I stand taller than the pines. I can trace the line where sky and land divide. It's here in a random nature that I feel the most alive. When I synchronize with the heartbeat of the wild. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm ancient as this ground that I stand on. Down to these eyes that I used to look around. Out here on the frontiers of an ordinary life, I stand here courageous. At times I feel I am balancing on the edge of a knife, and every move I make, every step I take is dangerous. I'm a creature in creation. I am a splinter of a higher mind. Oh, yeah, Up here on this hilltop, I stand taller than the pines. I can trace the line where sky and land divide. Well, it's here in random nature that I feel the most alive. When I synchronize with the heartbeat of the wild.
Wow, man.
All right, guys.
Beautiful,
Made it
man.
through that actually.
Beautiful,
about
beautiful.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I feel good now. Thank you.
Thanks so
Yeah.
much, you guys.
Now I want to like just riff on that a little bit, like the. Now when I think about when I first met Eric, and it was Rich Ludlow that first introduced us. It was amazing, just one of the best years ever. Amazing filmmaker, just a beautiful human being. And he introduced me to Eric. I said, you need to meet this guy. And I remember in the first few weeks I knew Eric, and I was like, man, I can do that. I can write music. I know enough about music to do that. I super don't at all. But one of the things that, you know, my craft, my trade is slinging words for a living. And I got paid pretty good for taking boring shit and making it less boring and helping people sell stuff that's hard to sell. And it's not like the most glamorous job ever, but I do have a certain appreciation for lyrics. And, you know, like with all of Eric's stuff, I mean, Downtown Baby busting out the little Rollick from Big with Tom Hanks. Forget what it was.
It was the hand jive.
Yeah. And you know, in Drew's piece there, it was just really got me to thinking. I was like, man, the good lyrics are hard, man. Good music is harder. The lyrics are fucking hard. And it's you know, being in the business, a peddler of words, so to speak. That was fucking beautiful, man. So thank you.
I really appreciate
You know, I'm the one who introduced you to Friedrich because Rich Ludlow, I knew.
Why do you just try to take credit for everything, though, Lee?
I love my brother Rich Ludlow.
Like I might say, it's like when someone figures out how to cure the coronavirus, is you know that it was actually me.
Yeah, so I introduced
Yeah,
you guys to get
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
Friedrich hired me, and then I introduced those two together, and then you came in. You know, that's how it goes sometimes. You know?
Is it just because you're like disgustingly old?
Yes.
I'm sorry, man. Oh my God.
Just so you know how life works sometimes.
Hey, can I share a quick Rich Ludlow story?
Oh, always. Always.
Well, you remember when we did Sandpoint, Idaho, you mentioned Dave's Killer Bread and the Triple
Oh, yeah.
and all the love. Well, we had, I brought Rich Ludlow out on another occasion playing with Troupe DeVille, me and Andre and the opera singer Steve Thorson.
Yep.
And he jumped in with me on my part of it when I was doing my tunes.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be really cool. I had him, I was going to play this jazzy tune of mine called Summer Girl. You might remember that.
I do.
I know.
And I had, I was telling a story about how you could hear saxophones bouncing off the buildings if you were walking around in Chicago, you know? And so I set him up backstage to start playing, and he had one of those mics that were wireless. So all of a sudden you started hearing the saxophone playing, but you couldn't see anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then he slowly walked out. It had a cool stage effect. And then at one point in the show, he really wanted to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow on the saxophone.
What? Seriously?
Rich Ludlow. Yeah,
Oh
he
my
wanted
God.
to play that. So I was like, hey, man, you're feeling that? Let's do it. We had a good audience. We were playing at that theater. And he goes out there. He plays a really beautiful version. But at one point, you know, he got to a point where he had used too much breath. And he didn't have any
smoke
more.
a lot, man. He
Didn't have any more for a second, right? He didn't have any more. And he actually said to the audience, he paused in the middle of the tune, and he goes, I'm out of breath.
It was
And
a
then-
full crowd too. That's
Full crowd, man. We had hundreds of
Oh
people
my
there.
God.
And then he kept playing it, but there was something so real about that and so cool about that it killed.
Oh my God.
It was cool.
So true.
Yeah.
He could play. He could play.
Do you guys know how I met Rich Ludlow?
How'd you meet him?
Before I met you guys. That's the only reason I know you.
I know.
Because I met my brother Rich Ludlow, and then I introduced he came to our gig and saw you playing with me and fell in love with you and called Nathan to come help you, right?
Mm.
For some reason, he passed me up to help me. You know how it goes. You know, people opportunity. It's okay. It's all good with me.
We all still love you, Lee.
I'm a smart mother chicken, right? And so I went to a rehearsal with my dear brother from Senegal, Ibrahim Kamara, right? We were rehearsing. It was really terrible rehearsal. I'm like, God damn, this rehearsal is hurting my head. I can't believe this rehearsal just did to me. I'm walking, and sometimes you got to go through that in order to go play a gig. You got to go, oh my God. So I stopped at this no-name bar in the middle at 5 o'clock in the afternoon after this rehearsal. God, I need a mother chicken drink. Cool my head. And I walked in and ordered my drink. And I looked at my brother next to me, and he said to me, hey man, how you doing? I said, well, I'm fine. And I looked at him, he was drinking exactly what I was drinking. I said, so you got taste like me, bro, what's up? And he said, well, I'm a saxophone player. I said, well, I'm a guitarist. And he started bragging about how good he was.
That's him. That's him.
Oh, you play music, huh? You really that good, huh, bro? I just get out of bad rehearsal. You didn't tell me this. And we hung out for a few hours. He said, why don't you come by my house? I'll show you who I am. I said, oh, you're going to show me who you are. Okay, bro.
Oh, no.
You got a guitar there, right? Come by with you, bro. So I walked over to his house. I picked up his guitar and started playing some Charlie Parker. He went, holy Toledo. And then he pulled out his saxophone and started playing Charlie Parker. And I went, holy Toledo. He really played, had a great tone, it was beautiful. We've been best friends ever since.
Oh man.
Then he came and saw me play with Friedrich and fell in love with Friedrich and helped Friedrich to do what he had to do. He never helped me. I mean, in that kind of way.
Whatever, dude.
Because
if you look at the rich, if you look at the, hold on, Leif.
I play African music, and Cuban and Haitian music. He doesn't mentality that doesn't register. But when he sees,
hold on,
Chicago,
because I'm the one running all this.
Happy.
I'm gonna mute Leif now.
No,
hold on. Here it is. Oh, I muted him. I'll unmute him. That's not very nice.
No, it's very good.
Anyways, Rich Ludlow, though, I think several of the musicians on here know Rich. Rich, he was an amazing musician, but he was a more amazing benefactor. That man he bought me probably like a couple $1,000s worth of drinks since I've known him. I've lost count of how many Manny's and Jamesons that man bought me.
I'm muted. You can't hear me, right?
I can hear you, dude.
Yes. He's a beautiful human being. When I say about white, black, I'm just talking about perception of what music is. He's never been to Africa to understand that I play Haitian and African music, but you can understand singer-songwriter, and Eric Friedrich is one of the best in the world.
Yep.
I love him. Great. He's great.
Well, I love all you guys and gals, and thank you. We're going to go ahead and button it up here because it's been a fucking day. So we are going to do this again in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
We're going to keep playing with the format a bit. So teaser for like the 7.5 people that are actually watching. There's probably more than that. I don't mean to be mean. But so Billy and I have been trying to figure out, I was like, man, I love podcasting. And Bill was like, yeah, I love podcasting too. Then we do it for a living and it becomes a lot less cool because it turns into a job. But like, we got to do something different. And so all this quarantine stuff is like created all these interesting opportunities, like limitations. The canvas has gotten much smaller. And one of the things we realize is that, like, man, there's not like people pushing out good music. And one of the things I love about this format is the grittiness of it, the rawness of it. You could hear like the lips brushing up against the reed. You could hear the freaking pick on the strings. It's like you're in a coffee shop and like in a really tiny venue where like the last seat left is sitting next to the musician. And I just love that about it. And I think that, when we do like relaunch the podcast and dig back into that, we're going to be inviting musicians in because the musicians, they don't have to lug a bunch of gear around, not the big old like Bose tower I used to lug around for Eric or, Leif's like freaking 400-pound amp. It's not that heavy. It's a super heavy amp though, dude. Or or Mark trying to like freaking like, hey, can you fit this like upright bass in your Honda Accord trunk? No, I really can't. I super can't. But it's something that, you know, it's entertaining and it's fun and it's interesting and it's the roots and frankly, at the end of the day, Billy and I both like live music and we get to do whatever the fuck we want. Anyways.
Well, what's cool, Nate, if I may, what's cool
course.
about that is there's all these podcasts out there, but you never really see that. So you could have a subject and you can have a guest and you could be talking about all kinds of things, whatever it is, whatever the subject is. But, you know, you're talking about almost doing a night show format a little bit where you have, there's a musician and the guest and you could talk to them a little bit, but that's not the whole show. That's just a part of the show.
Yep.
And you can still have whatever subject and then talk to your other guest and so on and so forth.
And there's something about the limitation of having only one song or two songs to play. Like most of the late night shows, they have, you know, they'll open up with something and then they'll close out with something. And SNL, you know, the late late show, Craig Ferguson always had great musicians on it. Conan has good stuff. Like there's something that's like, hey, you get to pick one, maybe two. Don't fuck it up. But the pressure, the constraints of it, I think actually makes it better.
There is no pressure. Open your heart and have a good time.
Leif, you've been playing for like almost 50 years?
41.
Okay. Almost 50, we'll call it. So you know how to play through the pressure with like the Jameson and all the other like a little.
I'm typically sober when I play music, but afterwards it's a different game.
I know. we've all. I think everyone on this call is live. And one of these days we'll drag Jackson out with us and do a proper chain with Jackson.
Okay. Don't think that I'm not racist in any way. The statements I meant, it's just about understanding music from a genre that you can understand. He's never heard African music like I play, so he couldn't understand my songwriting. He'd rather have who's a little bit more closer to his songwriting.
No, we're gonna jam in the back of a small car at 3 a.m. trying to get.
Oh, it's good, my brother.
Fucking.
I'm not racist anyway. I like white people too, bro. Believe me. Believe me, they're okay.
So apparently, I'll leave you all with this. Totally randomness. Some folks in my family got the DNA test, right? Like what is it? Like the DNA test that you mail in.
Yeah.
And apparently, I'm like a Romanian gypsy.
That's me.
I know. So apparently, we're like related in some weird, gross way.
Do you want that Gypsy album back now that you sent me?
Well, the Transylvanian Wedding album?
Yeah. My Norwegian heritage, man. What the?
All right.
Believe that. Believe me.
All right, Mark. I'm muting everyone else and sing us out. Do what you do.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for coming, Jackson.
Love you guys. Thanks so
Bow
much for
chicka
coming.
wow, chicka chicka wow wow. Bow chicka wow, chicka
Just
chicka
love it.
wow wow.
Playing, really appreciate you. And thanks to everybody at Music Education for All and Inbox Attack. Thank you, Nate, Valerie, all our musicians. Much love, everybody.
Much love. All right, we are stopping the broadcast. All right, we're off Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube all at once.
All right, let's get naked.
Oh, God damn it. We sometimes talk about, like, just the 7 of us now. What's
I'm butt naked.
All right, you're killing me, man.
I'm
No, but seriously though, the
I'm butt naked.
Are we muted? Are we muted?
no, we're not live streaming anymore. So we're not on like.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I wasn't wearing pants this whole time, you know.
Love you guys so much, man. Thank you, all beautiful musicians, for sharing your beautiful music, man.
Thank you.
Always.
Good time. Thank you all.
Gorgeous.
Just funnin', just funnin'.
It was such a
Billy.
good time.
Love you, man. Nathan, love you. Friedrich, love you, man.
All right.
Man.
I love
Thanks
all
again,
you.
Nate.
I
Love
think
to
we
all
kind of
you
love
guys.
Jackson a little bit too for tackling a Cannonball Adderley song on the
Yeah, I was gorgeous.
For real, just
well, it was-
outrageous. The
it was-
intensity in this room.
It was actually written by Coltrane, but it was on an album that they did together live.
Yeah, I mean, it's Cannonball. Like his,
Yeah.
I mean, Stan Getz Cannonball. I go back and
Yeah.
forth. I go back and forth.
Jackson, you're-
Cannonball, no. Stan Getz was my gateway drug, but Cannonball was my price.
Yeah.
That was like the bottom of the Cracker Jack box for me. So, all right. I love y'all. We have a couple weeks. Next week we're doing a game night with those like weird like trivia games. So,
Let me know what time it is. I'll come by just to hang out.
well,
but
you
it's
just
like-
you throw it on your phone, dude. You punch
Just
it
let
on
me know what it is.
phone,
Text me or
and you
email me.
answer like dumb questions. It's really
It's
fun.
too far in
Man,
the
I love you
future
so
for
much.
him,
So
man.
Christmas
Somewhere
time,
else.
when you come back to Seattle, maybe a drink at the Burn Off. All right?
No, Christmas night at the Baranoff, Leif.
Please.
Go.
Do that again, my brother. I love you so much, man. Thank you for inviting.
I love all of you.